Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Manthan, Fireside Chat series by PIERA, the India Policy and Economy Research Club at Arizona State University. Manthan is not just a series where speakers come and speak. It is the churning of ideas towards a positive output. I am Nikhil Mota, a freshman coming from Bengaluru, India, pursuing a major in Bachelor's of Science in Finance at the W.P. Carey School of Business here at ASU. We are truly delighted to have you all here as we mark the beginning of an exciting new series. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my profound honor to welcome our distinguished guest this afternoon, a leader with remarkable conviction and service. He has made an enduring impact across public service, governance, and leadership. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Shri Annamalai Ji, a true visionary dedicated to shaping the stronger future for Bharat and beyond. To begin today's program, we invoke the blessings of Bhagwan Ganesha, the remover of obstacles and the harbinger of wisdom. In our culture, it is customary to start auspicious occasions with Ganesh Ji's Vandana, during which people ground themselves, calm their senses, reflect on their thoughts, and all these leads to a better decision making and increased chances of success.
I'm recording audio of everything, so I'll have the audio for everything, and then be good to go. Got it.
Gajeshanaaya Bhalachandraaya Shri Ganeshaya Dhimani Gana Chaturaya Gana Pranaya Ganantaratmane Ganotsukaya Ganamattaya Ganotsukamanase Guru Pujitaya Guru Devataya Guru Pudisthaya Guru Vikramaya Guru Pravaraya Gunave Gunagurve Guru Daityada Lakshmi K Guru Dharma Sadharadhaya Guru Putra Parikatre Guru Pakhande Khandakaya Gita Saraya Gita Tattvaya Gita Gotraya Dhimahi Purna Gulfaya Gandhamattaya Bhojaya Pradaya Dhimahi Gunatitaya Gunadhishaya Gunapravishkaya Dhimahi Ekadantaya Vakratundaya Gauritanayaya Dhimahi Gajeshanaya Bhalachandraaya Shri Ganeshaya Dhimani
At the heart of every endeavor lies a vision, a guiding light that shapes our purpose and drives our actions. To share the vision that powers PIERA and the Manthan series, I now invite Siddesh Badani, the second officer of PIERA, to the stage. Please join me in welcoming him.
Namaskar everyone. My warmest regards to Shri Annamalai Ji, our esteemed guests here, our faculty advisor Dr. Bansal Ji, the whole PIERA team, volunteers, and my favorite fellow Sun Devils. Today, we have all gathered here for our first ever Fireside Chat of Manthan series. And I want to take this opportunity to, talk to you guys a little about what is the vision of PIERA. A lot of you guys were with us in our launch event as well, which happened successfully a few days ago. And we are proud to be here at ASU. That is what I want to begin by saying. PIERA stands for India Policy and Economy Research Club at Arizona State University. What does it stand for, guys? India Policy. The reason I asked you all to say this with me is because this club is for you all. This is a place where we want to cultivate thoughts. We want to share discussions and talk about stuff and things and topics which impact us all. But sometimes we don't pay that much attention to. Like, how many of you are engineers? A fair share of people. How many of you are business majors? Again, a fair share. And I'm pretty sure in the audience there will be doctors, there will be lawyers, and many other people. I would like to ask how many of you all are affected by policy? See, you are all divided by majors, but you are all united by one aspect, that policy shapes your lives tremendously. Let me read the vision of PIERA. We are a premier student organization that generates actionable intelligence towards the formulation of policies pertaining to technology, economy, polity, and business in the context of Bharat. So basically, what we are trying to do here is connect you guys who are the future leaders. How many of you agree that you have come here far away from home, sacrificing your family and everything because you want to be somewhere? You all agree, right? So we as a club want to empower you guys and empower the university and empower everyone who, has a similar interest back in Bharat, back in India, that let's become a bridge and let's have you guys talking about policy. Let's break down policy. Like, how many of you are completely clear how H1B works? Or how many of you are still confused? How do the taxes work? All the new semiconductor policies which are coming, how many of you guys are up to date about it? It's scary, right? Sometimes, when jobs are going because of AI. What do these mean? What is the government doing about these things? So somewhere that is the vision of PIERA. We want to employ best-in-class academic research methods to arrive at artifacts, research publications, editorials, and collaterals for knowledge dissemination, that is awareness, and policy creation, that is generating a tangible outcome. Lot of big words I said. But then how do we actually plan on doing this? Well, one of my professors, taught me that say things in numbers and it makes it very clear for people to understand. So 3 bullet points. Number 1, doing sessions like these, where we invite distinguished guests to have a talk. Because what's better than to learn from the learned? Those who have seen the world from perspectives we will never ever see in the near future as students. Let's hear from their side of the things and let's get the wisdom from them. So that's number 1, doing events like these. We got Smriti Irani ji recently. We got Dr. Vivek Lal, who is the CEO of General Atomics, one of the largest defense companies, right? Second, we plan on publishing or pushing out editorials and articles which break down complex policies for students like you. And finally, being a bridge and having a space for constructive criticism and a discussion on policies, which is a must in today's world. So at the end, this club is for all of you students, all of you fellow Sun Devils. I hope, we are able to achieve something really good and, we are able to take ASU and Bharat to new heights. So how many of you are here with us in this journey? So let's give a huge round of applause for everyone who made this event possible. And without taking any more time, I would like to hand it over to Nikhil, because I know you all are excited to hear Annamalai Ji way more than me. So let's dive right into it. Over to you, Nikhil.
We now arrive to another cherished moment in today's proceeding, the felicitation of our esteemed guest, Mr. K. Annamalai. In honoring him, we celebrate not just the distinguished individual, but the ideals of courage, integrity, and service to the nation that he powerfully represents. His leadership continues to inspire countless young minds to dream boldly, act fearlessly, and serve selflessly with utmost integrity. With great pride and heartfelt gratitude, we would like to present him with a token of respect in appreciation of your presence here. To felicitate Mr. K. Annamalai, I would like to briefly share a few words about his remarkable journey. It is my honor to introduce Shri K. Annamalai, a distinguished leader whose journey reflects deep commitment to public service, ethical leadership, and national development. A native of Karur, Tamil Nadu, Shri Annamalai Ji began his professional journey rooted in academic excellence, graduating with a degree in mechanical engineering from PSG College of Technology in Coimbatore. He later earned a postgraduate diploma in management from IIM Lucknow, one of India's premier management institution, equipping him with a multidisciplinary outlook that continues to inform his leadership approach. Following his academic pursuits, Annamalai Ji joined the IPS Indian Police Service in 2011 and serviced with distinction in Karnataka Cadre. Known for his integrity, discipline, and deep engagement with local communities, he held key positions including Superintendent of Police in Udupi and Chikmagalur district and the Deputy Commissioner of Police South in Bengaluru. He was widely recognized for his people-first approach to policing and crisis management. His exemplary service earned him several accolades, including the prestigious Esprit de Corps and Sange Laden Sneha Award during his training in the National Police Academy. In 2019, driven by the desire to engage more deeply with pressing social issues, Shri Annamalai Ji resigned from the IPS position and returned to his roots Tamil Nadu to champion sustainable farming practices and rural development through community-based initiatives. His work reflects a continued dedication to national service beyond the uniform, particularly in the areas of agriculture, youth mentorship, and public discourse. An elegant speaker and published author, his memoiring Stepping Beyond Khaki offers an honest and insightful account in his experience in uniform, exploring the values of duty, leadership, and service in the modern India. Shri Annamalai has also briefly served as the president of the Bharat Janata Party Tamil Nadu unit, further reflecting its multifaceted engagement with nation-building initiatives. With a growing national presence as a thought leader and reformed voice, Shri K. Annamalai represents a new generation of change makers, deeply rooted in Indian values, committed to service, and driven by the vision of stronger, self-reliant India. Please join me in welcoming Shri K. Annamalai. To present this token of gratitude, I now invite Mr. Prasad Karone, IT professional, program director at FITS and board member and PR secretary in the Indo-American Cultural and Religious Foundation of Arizona.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Annamalai Ji, for gracing us with your presence today. We are deeply honored and inspired by your journey and your vision for Bharat's future.
அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய அன்பான வணக்கம், மை ரெஸ்பெக்ட்ஃபுல் நமஸ்காரம் டு யூ ஆல், மை நமஸ்தே டு யூ ஆல். It's wonderful to see you all in this wonderful institute, Arizona State University. and such a big place. The coordinators were kind enough to give me a tour of the university in about 15-20 minutes. I think you guys are privileged and fortunate to study here. And getting exposed to world-class knowledge, different cultural assimilation, people from all across the world, colleagues of yours, friends of yours, partners of yours. Then after a point of time, you deciding to come back to Bharat or probably staying here for some time working. And this is a very special place. A human being, for a very little part of his existence, he or she gets an opportunity to fully immerse in learning. If we are living for 80, 90, 100 years, however God is kind to us, if you look at your period of learning, it will be about 20, 25%, max 25%, 20%. And you are in that period of learning, which is going to equip you for the next 30, 40 years. And more importantly, you are at a flex of time where your presence is very much required for Bharat, because Bharat is on the growth trajectory. And we are seeing all indicators, it is on the upward trend. Entrepreneurship is thriving. We are the world's second largest startup ecosystem. And every single day you see young people with a lot of dreams. They want to register a company, be there, serve Bharat. By serving Bharat, they want to serve the world. And especially students like you in US alone, we have 330,000 students, Indian students here in US. UK, Indian students are number one. Australia, Indian students are number one. US, we have just overtaken our Chinese friends to become number one in US as well. So across the world, we have our Indian students building up a huge diaspora across the world. And I'm very excited. You just add the numbers in 3 top countries alone. You just add UK, you just add Australia, just add US. Close to 7 lakh Indian students studying in these 3 countries alone. I'm so excited for all of you guys, because you are in that influx of time, which not everybody gets it. Our nation is going through that phase where the demographic dividend is favoring you. The median age of the country is about 34, 35. And probably we'll look at firepower in the next 25 years. And we'll emerge, Goldman Sachs says 25 trillion, but I'm very sure we'll cross 33, 34 trillion dollars by 2047. And more importantly, you are young. And more importantly, this is going to be the era of Bharat. And Bharat, we all know, is never a country that is aggressively or hegemonic or competitive or put another country down. And when our time comes in the next 25 years, we will probably educate the world, teach the world that there is a place for collaboration in this world. All of us can grow together. We can, each of us, hold our hands, and nobody is an enemy to anybody. And more importantly, a lot of things that is in Bharat, we export it to the world. The soft power, the kindness, the tight family structure, the yogic practice. And more importantly, every single human being has got an answer to his life through a question. He keeps searching. Finally, when they are in the last years of their life, they try and find that answer. The answer is very simple. It is, what is the meaning of existence? The answer is very simple. It's a life itself. And if there is one culture that has unlocked the secret to the meaning of life, it is Bharat. And that most of the countrymen, most of the people across the world need that now. What is the reason for existence? By living happily, by living joyfully, harmoniously, Vasudeva Kudumbakam, taking everybody along with us. So that is what you're going to contribute to the world in a major way. And I am also excited for you, because probably we'll see a $1 trillion company in our lifetime. In your lifetime, India will get into that one company, getting into that 1 trillion club, the soil we are in US. Many companies have hit that 1 trillion. Alphabet, we have the Googles, we have the Nvidias, we have the Amazons. But probably I'm very excited for you guys that you will come and get it done, create employment, make sure poverty in our country is removed. So that I'm very excited. So have a great time here. Study well, equip yourself fully, because get the best of both worlds. Respect the country you're studying. It's a great country. It's a country that has given opportunity to a lot of people. For brave, it has taken a lot of creative country, given opportunity for a lot of people. So let us respect the country which is hosting us for some time, taking care of us, guarding us, making sure we all live safely here. Respect it. Whenever you come back, you'll always be a cultural ambassador, a bridge between India and US. That US will expect from you, Bharat will expect from you. Last but not the least, whatever you do, wherever you travel, you always have one home. That is in Bharat. You always have to remember it. You might build a house here, but that is not your home. And you might raise a family here, but still your roots are connected to Bharat. Because if anything happens to you tomorrow, Bharat will be the first country to come for you. Wherever you are will come for you. So that you have to always remember. Make your life anywhere in the world you want. Maintain that relationship, maintain that rootedness to Bharat, because you can have only one home in your life. Let us respect the country we are in, but don't forget the roots from which you come, because not everybody is going to come back. I know, but life is not fair to everybody. Probably you might not like, probably you want to settle here. That's okay. But always have that part of your heart beating for Bharat. That is what maybe as a senior to you, or maybe a person who's 10 years before all the young students who are here, that is my only expectation from you. So let us have a great session now. I'm eagerly looking forward to the questions, and especially to the organizers of PIERA. I know this is a very young organization. It's a small baby. Last Thursday, Smriti Irani madam came and inaugurated. We are just 10 days old now, and you've got big vision. And Bharat especially needs these two things. We need people who can fix up our policies, who are fully equipped to understand what India needs for the future. And probably you might have very good ideas for our economy, bring new thought process into our ecosystem. So I'm very excited for you guys, and it's a very young organization. I wish PIERA all success in the next many, many years. Keep growing and keep strengthening it, and keep collaborating with all the government, non-government, private, public sector organizations in our country. Publish India-specific research papers, case studies. Bring the best of our country to Arizona. So whatever we have done well, so bring it to US so that US can also learn something from us. So whatever US has done great, bring it to Bharat so that we can also learn from US. That should be the spirit. I'm sure you will continue to keep rising higher and higher. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I wish all of you the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your inspiring remarks, Annamalai Ji. Now, we move on to the heart of today's event, a thought-provoking conversation with Shri Annamalai Ji, where we dive deep into ideas of leadership, service, and nation building, and some very interesting questions that you would think that how can someone even ask this and not get worried about getting under fire. But to lead this fireside chat, I'm delighted to invite Pooja Ganesh, the third officer of PIERA, to the stage first. Pooja will be moderating the fireside chat. I'd now like to invite respected Shri Annamalai Ji on the stage. Annamalai Ji on the stage.
Thank you so much for the very warm welcome. I'm very excited and glad to have you here. Before we start, I think the words that Modit started with, I think that is literally echoing through my ears. And at the moment, I feel very overwhelmed and a little bit like deeply sad, actually. So with that, we'll start with our first question. We are not just mourning as a nation. We are seething. In Pahalgam, terrorists lined up Indian tourists like cattle, forcing men to strip and demanded Islamic verses to be recited to identify if they were Muslims or not before they were executed like sitting ducks. This wasn't just a killing. It was a ritualistic purification by faith, designated to humiliate, divide, and terrify, to unify all under a singular ideology. One woman was spared, not out of mercy, but with the explicit order, go and narrate these horrors to Modi. This wasn't just a survivor, it was a message. A psychological bullet fired at 1.4 billion people. We have seen civilizations be dropped like dead birds to this form of crusades. How can Bharat fight this and emerge like the phoenix from the 1,000-year-old invasionary period? We seem to be in reiterating US President Trump's words. Anna.
All of us truly feel sorry for what happened. I think we are gutted with deep pain, sorrow, and more importantly, anger. I want to take this question and go deep into this because I have an experience in the policing for about 9-10 years. And probably my perspectives would help you, because normally this is the time a country takes two different paths. One is you're so angry. In anger, you always make wrong decisions. The other path is you carefully sit down, you calibrate, you understand what has gone wrong, you fix everything, and then you teach the enemy a lesson so that they don't forget in their life. So there are two ways of operating. And October 7, 2023, when the same thing happened, a similar thing happened in Israel. Hamas, a militant organization, Israel chose a path. We are seeing that path for the last 2 years. And right or wrong, Israel chose the hard path. Innocent lives were lost, but they hunted down criminals. That is a path for the whole world to study. Because collateral damage is very huge when a country acts in anger, and the innocent lives will get lost. Before I get deep into it, I just want to, out of respect for my friends, I want to understand, is there any of my brothers and sisters from the Islamic community here? Anybody who's here? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. Whatever I say is not against any religion, and we are human beings. End of the day, none of us chose whether we should be born a Hindu or we should be born a Muslim or we should be born a Christian. None of us chose it. We were born into a way of life, and especially for Hindus, it is not a religion. We were born into a way of life. And Swami Vivekananda came to this very same country in 1893, and in the World Parliament of Religions, when everybody was speaking by turns. And Vivekananda got the opportunity to speak 17. Swami Vivekananda was waiting for his chance till 16 people spoke before him. And everybody who spoke before him said, I come from this religion, I come from this religion, this religion, this religion. Swami Vivekananda went to the stage. When he got his mic, he said, look, I don't want to call my way of life as a religion. But since everybody who came before me, they said, I come from this religion, this religion, this religion, I'm also forced to call my sect, my way of life as a religion. Probably I will call my way of life as the mother of all religion. So he gave that historic speech in the World Parliament of Religions in Chicago with that spirit. So not against anybody. I absolutely believe all of us are same blood and everything. And again, with respect to Pakistan or any other country, it is for a certain people who make a mistake, it is wrong for us to brand the whole country as some. They are innocent people. Again, in Pahalgam, if you see the pony operator who got killed, who got shot dead, is a Muslim. And the first responders were Muslim, who came immediately there, who came without even thinking about their lives. They came in, they were Muslim. So in that context, I want to give an answer so that nobody should take my words out of context. So when I was doing my MBA in IIM Lucknow, I vividly remember November 26, 2008. My first year of MBA, like you guys. I was eating in the mess in the morning. I was supposed to go to my class in the morning. Then the firing happened the previous day, 27th evening it started. And TVs were reporting that 2 people are firing. Sorry, I'm taking a longish answer for that, but it's very important for the kids to set things in context, because we should not have anger in our heart. And if we act out of anger, we always act with stupidity. That is why I'm taking some extra time to answer this. Then it was like 2 gangs fighting. Next day morning, we saw, okay, terrorists have come in. They have sneaked in through the sea. Then my heart was so heavy watching that visuals in the morning. Then I went to my class. There's something that changed me as a person. I couldn't sit my whole class that day. The same Saturday, I took a train from Lucknow. I was doing my MBA in Lucknow. I took a train. I went to Delhi. My anger was, how can I fix it? I asked people, what is this? And what is it? Civil service, IPS, IAS, or whatever it is, how to do it. They said, go to Rajendra Nagar. So from Delhi, I went to Rajendra Nagar campus area. I was trying to search civil service institution. That's how my civil service journey began. It began out of anger. It began out of a sense of helplessness. It began that, look, my hands are tied. Somebody has come into my home. He has slapped at my people. They have gone back. And still we are not able to ask any questions. And the inefficiency of that whole process, the whole inefficiency, somebody going to a hospital, somebody going here, somebody going there, and people are butchered like anything. So I exactly know the people, your mindset right now. I had the same mindset 2008, about 17 years back. Later, and I got through the civil service when we were part of the National Police Academy. The RAND Corporation in US, they wrote a case study about the Mumbai attack, 26/11 Mumbai attack. They wrote a case study. It was so horrific to read that case study, wearing a uniform on my shoulder. This is a good 3-4 years later, 2011. I'm taking you to how Bharat was in 2008, November 26. When the terrorist operation was happening, we had the premium force which is supposed to go and act, called the National Security Guard, NSG at that point of time. We couldn't mobilize the NSG. Our intelligence was so bad, we didn't even know what was happening in Mumbai. The Americans had to call us and tell, look, terrorists are doing an attack in Mumbai, please be careful. The crisis management group of the cabinet, when they assembled, they also did not have a clue what is happening. Before we could mobilize our NSG in Gurgaon, bring a plane, because the plane went for servicing. There's no plane to lift them off. Before we could find a plane, we could find our NSG, put them in the plane, make them to take off to Mumbai. The Israelis had their plane landed in Mumbai. Because when the Mumbai attack was happening, there was this rabbis of Israeli Jew origin. They were under attack. So what the Israelis did is, when the same attack was happening in Mumbai, the Israeli commandos, they started flying from Tel Aviv, even before India knew what is happening. The plane was in the air. The Israel did not get clearance from India. They just said, look, my commandos are on the air. We are landing them in Mumbai in a couple of hours. You just give us permission. We will enter Mumbai. We will take care of your people also. That is the level of quality Israelis had. So you have to put things in perspective before we get anger, or anger drives us to make a decision. We were that bad. So, but Government of India, being Government of India, we didn't want Israelis to operate in Mumbai. We said, no, we are not going to give you permission. You please be in the airport. NSGs landed. After the National Security Guard landed in Mumbai, we did not have a floor plan of Taj. We didn't have a floor plan of Taj. We didn't know how to enter. Where is the exit? Where is the blind alley? Who's going to go in the front? Who's going to take a corner shot? We didn't have a map. People like Sandeep Unnikrishnan, such brave people, they fully entered knowing well they're going to take a bullet. Because they don't have a floor plan. If you have a floor plan, you clearly know where is the exit, where is the alley, who's going to hide behind a door, who's going to take the cover fire. So without it, Sandeep Unnikrishnan said, I am going to lead. Probably I'll take a bullet, but you take a cover fire and go. From there to now, we have traveled much. So instead of feeling a sense of helplessness, of course, I feel so sorry for every single person who died. It could be my father, my mother, my relative, your relative. People were on honeymoon. People took an LTC. People were there. But we have to respect the system and process. Now we have a system, we have a process. We have equipped ourselves so much. From 2008 to now, we got NFG bases across the country. We changed our Civil Aviation Act. We said now if NFG wants a plane, you drive down to the nearest airport. Whichever passenger airport, you make the passengers to board the plane, deboard, you board the plane, tell the pilot where to go, the plane will come for you. We may change our act. We improved our intelligence coordination so much that for the last 10, 11 years, we have to understand that India is one of the safest countries in the world. No Chennai terror attack, no Bengaluru attack, no Hyderabad Lumbini Park attack, no Patna attack, no Delhi attack. Now this has happened. Now let us have that anger inside. Let us be very intelligent. Let us be very calculative. Let us try and find why it happened. Let us hunt down every single person, because that is the resolve that political leadership is taking now. Just like Israelis always take a resolve, wherever you hide in the world, we will come for you. 1972 Munich. 1972 Munich, Golda Meir and her team, what did they do? They said, 2 years we will hunt for you across the world. You hide. They came to Argentina, Germany, UK, US. Wherever you go, we'll hunt for you. We will teach you a lesson you will never ever forget in your lives. So I am very confident. We have equipped ourselves to that level. We are a first world country in terms of security. We have high quality commando operators who can operate across the world. We got our capabilities uplifted to a fair degree now. Intelligence collaboration is very good. That is why they had to take this recourse. Come closer to border, sneak in, do a hit and attack and go back. You don't want to bravely come and face. Pick up a spot, even from Pahalgam, 3.5 kilometers, you got to travel either by a horse or you got to walk by foot. Just come there so that nobody can come. So I picked it up. And we also have to understand, now we are piecing together what has happened. We are piecing together what has happened. A person came, an Indian student in Kashmir who went to Pakistan to study in a student visa. He didn't come back for 7 years. The security forces tracked him for some time, then they lost track. So he is the mastermind. He sneaked in, he brought 6 terrorists with him. They split into 3 groups. Now it is out. So my only promise to you is, as a country, as citizen, all of us, let us allow the security forces, the political leadership, to take this challenge head on and resolve it. Now, till now, the way we see the world countries, they're getting united in one line. Except the China's unfortunate remark today. China said, Pakistan being a strategic country to us, and we don't fully believe what India's version is, and we want an independent person to come and check it. So the US, all the major powers are on one line. And again, if there is a lacuna, we will fix it up. But more importantly, you have to understand, this is also a certain civilizational battle. A certain civilizational battle. This battle is there for the last many, many years. It is not going to resolve overnight, or tomorrow morning it is not going to get resolved, or maybe in the next 10 years it's not going to get resolved. So like you said in the homage that we paid, the only way we can defeat terror is keep doing our work like normal people as if nothing happened. That is the best answer you can always give it to terrorism. Okay, July 3rd, Amarnath Yatra has to start on time. It will go on. Today in Pahalgam, tourist footfall has started today. People have again gone back. Because Kashmir has seen a record footfall last year. 1.2 crore non-Kashmiris have visited Kashmir. This year it should be 1.5 crore. So over a point of time, we'll become more resilient, we'll become more stronger. And I am very, very confident that they'll be brought back. Normally for a prime minister, you got to give him that thing. When a prime minister says, look, I will teach them a lesson of their life, he will teach them a lesson of their life. So I feel very sorry for every single person, especially who got married a week back. Somebody from Shimoga, husband, wife and son going there, from Hubli, from Kurnool, from UP, from Maharashtra. Many people have gone to Kashmir for the first time in their life. So let us be cool, calm. Let us not get into that jingoist mode. And also make sure we don't brand an entire community. That is very, very important, because you are citizens of the future. And all of you are highly equipped coming and studying. You are citizens of the future. And we should be very careful in our words, in what we speak, in what we do. That is what is expected of us. Keep that anger inside. Let that anger come out in productive way, so that we make Bharat more stronger and more resilient. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm glad you spoke about believing and trusting the process. So that brings me to my next question. India has evoked the NIA Act UAPA, shut the border, and even triggered clauses of the Indus Water Treaty. But none of that matters if the fear still lingers in every bus, every temple, and the tourist van. What unapologetic, uncompromising, and unforgiving doctrine would you push forward so that the next would-be jihadi knows India no longer tolerates terror, it eradicates it?
I'll just take an example to talk about the civilizational battle, why it is ongoing, why it will be ongoing for some more time. That is why, respectfully, I said any of my Muslim sister or brother in this room should not mistake me for what I'm saying, because my remarks is not against a religion. And it is a very important religion of the world, and a lot of people practice, preach. And India is a country that has embraced every single religion all the time, and we never discriminated against anybody. But still, when a certain religion is wrongly interpreted, wrongly taught, it is used as a weapon in the hands of a certain few to bring their outdated dogmatic ideas, then it needs calling out. So the example I'm going to bring to you, you all know the Ram temple. I'm not going to take Ram temple today. I'm going to take the Benares Kashi Vishwanath temple. So just to give the civilizational battle. So many of you might not know the whole story. If you look at the Kashi temple, which is in Varanasi, Benares, the first attack that happened on the temple is around 1130. Qutbuddin Aibak led the first attack, raised the temple down. They said, you cannot practice this. What is this god? Pagan worship. You got stone, you are worshipping. After that, Muhammad Ghori, before that Iltutmish, Sikandar Lodi, wave after wave, iconoclastic people came, brought the temple down. Again, people will build a temple, bring it down, up, down, up, down. During the reign of Akbar, there was a very famous priest there called Narayana Bhatt. And Narayana Bhatt's great grandson, Ganga Bhatt, happens to be the person who crowned Chhatrapati Shivaji. He did the crowning for him, his great grandson. So Narayana Bhatt then, he petitioned Akbar. He said, look, every time the temple is broken, every time you are doing it, we need a place of worship. So Todarmal was the finance minister of Akbar then. Then they built a temple. That temple was brought down by Aurangzeb in 1669. Again, it was brought down. So again, people took the linga out. Again, they started practicing. Again, 1809, even that was brought down. So I'm just telling you 1,000 year of continuous battle. Breaking, rising up. Breaking, rising up. So the case was in then the British times from 1835 onwards, 1935, a sense of judgment. Again, it went on appeal. From 1991, a civil suit in Varanasi, and that is stayed for 20 years. Now 2021, they opened it. I'm giving this example in front of you as we as a country that is open-mindedness should resolve our past conflict. Without resolving past conflict, there is no point in moving forward. Of course, we are an economic powerhouse, no doubt about that. The economy will be so great, we will continue to rise up, $4 trillion. And world's 5th largest economy in a matter of years will be the 3rd largest. Of course, we are on the upward curve. But if you don't understand the sense of history, the rootedness, who are we as Bharat people? What drives us? What connects us? A Tamilian to a Benaras guy, to a person in, I know many of my Tamil friends are here. They've turned up in big numbers wearing the beautiful vesti. And I know a lot of my Kannada friends are there. They have to understand, when Aurangzeb time, when the jizya tax was put on Varanasi, they said any pilgrim entering Varanasi has to pay a tax for worship. But how will people from south has to go all the way from Kasi? King Narasimha III, Hoysala dynasty in Karnataka, he said, fine, I want everybody from Karnataka to go to Kasi and worship. So I am giving 30 temples in Karnataka. The revenue of all the 30 villages will pay for the jizya tax. So there was always Bharat, there was always north-south. There was always the sense of unity. When the jizya tax, people from Karnataka or people from south could not pay to visit Varanasi, King Narasimha III said, this is my 30 village. The revenue of the 30 village, I will pay to the Mughals so that you should not stop anybody coming from south to go to Kashi. So we were always an interconnected country, always a country of travelers, always a country of yatri. We were always traveling. And people from Tamil Nadu, many of us couldn't go to Kashi. What did we do? We started naming our cities in the name of Kashi. Avinashi, named in terms of Kashi. We have a district called Tenkasi, named in the name of Kashi. 90% of India's firecrackers get manufactured in Shivakasi, named in the name of Kashi. So I really pity people who want to make this north, south and this and that and all kinds of nonsense now. Because it is always an interconnected country where always people are traveling. And somebody from Kaladi in Kerala, at the age of 18, 19, he walked all across India. Not once, twice. He walked twice, able to put the centers of praying in 4 different locations. So we have to understand it's a civilizational battle. And civilizational battle can be won only through Jnana Marga, only through the Marga of knowledge. When you say the next Jigadi should not come, if the next Jigadi should not come, people should have a knowledge about who we are as a country. North should have absolute knowledge about South, Dakshin Bharat. South should have absolute knowledge about North. How all of us are connected. What is this country? When you have knowledge, when we speak knowledge, when we say you are united, then there's no place for a Jigadi. When will Jigadi come? A Jigadi comes when he thinks his religion, her religion is more powerful than this religion. Then they bring that. So I would only urge all my friends here, read more history, develop a sense of history and understand who we are as a countryman. Don't go by people like me, the politician speeches, the speeches that happened during elections where we try to polarize you. No, don't go by that. Always understand, apply your mind, read it, have your sense of history so that nobody should have a place to come inside and play religious card to you so that a Jigadi comes there. So UAPA is an act, fine. With UAPA, how many Jigadi you can stop? When somebody wants to die in the name of religion, which UAPA is going to stop them? Which NIA is going to stop them? I'm willing to die in the name of religion. So then, the so-called other way of life, religion has to understand all of us are united. In fact, if you look at the sad story, 1809, when the temple again got dismantled in Kashi, do you know what the Brahmins of Kashi did? They all went to Ganga. They all removed their clothes. Naked people, they knelt down in front of Ganges because they started punishing themselves. Oh God, what can we do more than this? Waves after waves after wave, the temple getting attacked. They said we are giving punishment to ourselves. If you read that kind of record the British wrote, how the Brahmins of Kashi punished themselves. It's horrific story. But we have to understand. Now suddenly we vilify certain community in our country. We vilify Brahmins, we vilify this, we vilify that. We have to tide over this. And that is my only answer, because jigadis will keep coming. Just yesterday in Canada, Vancouver, what did people do? Innocent people, Philippines people, they're celebrating their day. Somebody with a crude ideology takes their car, drives into it, kills 11 people. 18, 19 people injured, another 4, 5 might die. The same thing happening day in and day out across the world. That to US, Canada, UK, Germany, France, and most of the European countries, we are seeing this sudden wave in the last 10 years where people want to use any projectile to kill innocents. Because religion drives them so, it blinds them so much, they want to just go and kill. So let us use Jnana Marga, knowledge, learn, understand, open our mind. If there is a Islamic brother and sister with us, or anybody from any community with us, always have that open-minded conversation with them. Always develop the sense of give and take so that we resolve our past conflicts, because we have to resolve. Mathura, Kashi, you just have to resolve many, many things. Many things have to be resolved in our country with the spirit of openness, spirit of fraternity, spirit of brotherhood. Once we get resolved of this ghost, then you will see India's, Bharat's real takeoff. I'm sure you guys will get it done. So it is your century and your time, and you are the people, you should get it done, you should do it.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad you spoke about unity and at the same time division, right? Language is considered one factor. I want to talk about it next. Languages are vectors of culture. Our hundreds of languages all have common Hindu cultural values, tying it all together. Ma and Amma has a universal appeal. We call ourselves one nation, but scratch the surface. And we're still fractured by linguistic identities and a divisive ethnocentric identity. A trend, especially in the southern states, that's been doing the rounds. The moment someone speaks Hindi, it's labeled imposition. People may have this perception that in northern states, Hindi is their mother tongue. While in fact, it's not true. Rajasthan has Rajasthani. Odisha has Odia. Northeastern have their languages, but they've accepted Hindi as their common tongue for transactional purposes. Now, when Hindi is spoken by nearly half the country is treated as a threat, while English, the language of our former rulers, is seen as aspirational. Where exactly are we drawing the line between pride and prejudice? What do they fear? Like, is it the entry of the national parties or losing of their regional party politics as a bargaining chip?
Very important question. I think the good thing is you ask the question, you give the answer also. There is a part in that. Though the part of the answer is disguised as a question. Now this is a very fairly complex question to answer. Because India is a very unique country in the world. Today morning I was boarding my flight in San Francisco. There was this American guy who was helping us with the boarding pass, Pakka American. And then he asked me, Kaisa hai? And me and two people were there. The other people with me, they don't know Hindi. I said, "ठीक है, अच्छा है." I said, "आप कैसा है?" He said, "मैं ठीक हूँ." I said, "How come you speak good Hindi?" He said, No, I came to Kashi. Then I went to Calcutta. 6-7 months I picked up Hindi. Then I came to Chennai. Only then I knew Hindi doesn't work across India. Then it happened today morning. Then he was like, how can I learn so many languages? Your country is a crazy country. And you want me to learn so many languages to survive in one part. So I've given up, man. So have a good day. So I took my boarding pass. I was just thinking in the mind. Today morning it just happened in the airport. And with this context, I'll give you the answer. Now, the official line that the current government takes is all languages are national languages. And this is a very important statement for a national political party to make is very, very important. Why? Because only through education the language comes in. we all have education policy. 1968, we had our first education policy. And where we felt at that point of time, Hindi has to be made compulsory because there should be a uniform language across the country. And 1968, they said, okay, you all have to learn 3 languages. And South India compulsorily have to learn Hindi. And North India have to compulsorily learn 1 South Indian language. You pick up one. So it's a non-starter. So none of the North Indian states wanted to pick up a language to learn. South Indian politics also was such a way. They said, oh, Hindi means imposition. I will not learn. So it was a non-starter. But very funnily, it was the official education policy of Bharat 1986. Rajiv Gandhi ji, he came and tried. He did something called the second education policy. He also said as a prime minister that we will have 3 languages. South India have to learn Hindi, North India have to pick up 1 South Indian language you learn. 1992, again he revised that second education policy, but language part was still there. So 2019, the gentleman who passed away a week back, may his soul rest in peace, the former ISRO chairman Shri K Ji from Karnataka, he was made the head of a committee to draft the new education policy, the so-called third education policy. He drafted very beautifully. He also said, no change in language policy, third language will be compulsory Hindi. He said all South Indian languages will learn Hindi, South Indian states, North India will pick up 1 South Indian language, you will learn. So May 31, 2019, it went to the cabinet, the Prime Minister Modi ji. Because Modi ji himself is a Gujarati. And though Amit Shah ji speaks beautiful Hindi, but he picked up Hindi only 10 years back. He picked up Hindi very late, but he speaks Hindi because he's a Gujarati himself. When it went to the cabinet in 2019, May 31, so Modi ji said, okay, we are accepting the report, but we are changing the language policy. First time in our country in 2019, we removed the language policy. We said, look, you got to study 3 languages, but third language should be your choice. Compulsory English, compulsory mother tongue, which is Tamil, Kannada, Hindi, whatever we choose to call the mother tongue. Third is of your choice. So this is a very, very, very important development that has happened in the polity of Bharat, India. We all have to understand now. We have a new education policy. The third language is optional, but you have to learn a third language. So now in this context, the politics is happening. What is that third language? In a state like Tamil Nadu, they are like, no. Third language can be Malayalam also, Telugu also, it can be Hindi also, anything. But unfortunately, we don't have Malayali teachers, we don't have Telugu teachers of that scale. So again, we'll be forced to study Hindi. This is Tamil politicians' argument. So they are like, no, you are bringing Hindi through the back door. So our Tamil politicians always find a way to create a roadblock. They are like, no, you are trying to create it through the back door. Now my argument, people like my argument is, look, let us look at Tamil Nadu as a whole. So you look at a certain region which is Malayali dominated, which is Coimbatore and other parts. So those people should learn third language as Malayalam. Chennai is Telugu dominated. Let Chennai learn Telugu. So it is the new education policy is cluster based approach, where in one state we can have multiple languages as a third language, which the government has to facilitate. You facilitate, you talk to Kerala, you call up Kerala CM. You tell them, send me 2,000 Malayali teachers. Because Malayali teachers will get employment in Tamil Nadu. Now Kerala CM will ask, you send me 1,000 Tamil teachers. So you call up Orissa, let me call Bihar or UP CM and say, okay, you want to learn third language Tamil, I will send 500 teachers to you. So you send 500 Hindi to me. So take them everybody through the Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission or Karnataka Public Service Commission, so that you give employment to other state teachers. So that net flow in the country is, we learn what we have to learn. Now, I think this is one of the way to solve the language problem. The second part of your question is, I think language, I studied in Tamil Nadu, my MBA happened in Lucknow. Unfortunately, in the campus, we all speak English. I never had the opportunity to speak Hindi. When I went to NPA, National Police Academy, also no Hindi. Then cadre was Karnataka. I had to learn Kannada at the age of 26. Pass an exam at the age of 28, and that exam is a 10th standard equivalent in a civil service. If you don't pass the language of the state, which is a 10th standard equivalent, you will not get your first promotion. I have to pass Kannada at 28. Then get my promotion as SP, serve for another 7-8 years. Then after coming to politics, I started picking up Hindi because I have to interact with, I have to go for campaign. Even now when I go to Delhi, I feel so bad. My Hindi is not good. In the stage, I can't speak. When I feel bad in Telangana, I can't speak Telugu. Now I'm trying to pick up Hindi in a more polished way. Now I'm sure when the need comes, I only respectfully tell our friends, be open-minded. When the need comes also, I don't want to learn Hindi. I don't want to learn Tamil. I don't want to learn Kannada. I don't want to learn Odisha. That is bad. You pick up a language, third language is important. But at a point of time in your life, you will definitely get a need. So you pick up. And that is the only way to resolve, because since I know Kannada, anybody from Karnataka here? Okay, great. So I am a big fan of Basavanna Ji's Vachanas. Big fan. Oh, beauty it is. Big fan. Bhairappa Ji's beautiful writing. Kompu Ji's writing. So at the age of 29, another beautiful culture got unlocked to me. Another beautiful language got unlocked to me. Beautiful poetry and writing got unlocked to me. I think if we approach language in that spirit, I don't think we'll have a fight on language. Likewise, let us approach Hindi, let us approach Sanskrit, let us approach Tamil with the spirit of inquiry. Okay, what is in that language? What is Tirukural? Reading English Tirukural is different from reading Tamil Tirukural. That is entirely different. Somebody taking that effort to pick up Tamil, learning Tirukural in Tamil, understanding that knowledge is, I still remember the Honorable PM Narendra Modi Ji. I can disclose it here, no problem, since you are here. He's a big fan of Tirukural, and many a time when the Honorable PM speaks in the stage on Tirukural, he takes effort to pronounce it correctly. He will ask, okay, say it in Tamil, say it fast, say it slow, say with meaning. You have to send it to Honorable PM, sir. And he will take that effort to pick up that in Tamil, in that connotation. He doesn't write it in Gujarati and he doesn't say Tirukural. In Tamil, he will understand. Then he tries to understand the meaning. Then he comes to the stage and says Tirukural. So that is the respect he gives. Likewise, I think we should start respecting every single language in our state, in our country, because every language is important to a certain mother, because that is the way the son-daughter is communicated in the initial thing. And the new generation like you, I think you should tide over this. The generation that is sitting in Arizona State University, you should tide over this and get out of language politics and this and that. And in fact, I would encourage all of you to pick up movies of different language, watch it with subtitle, so that you have a passing knowledge of Bengali. Somebody is coming from Gujarat, at least say Kemcho, at least. Then they'll reply back Majama. You will see a smile in them. So at least bare minimum. So you meet a Telugu guy, you say Bavunara, at least bare minimum you speak. You see a person from Karnataka, you say Chennagidira, then Wapasil Chennagidini, he will reply back. So you meet somebody from Tamil Nadu, you say Nalar Kingla. That smile is what human beings are all about, right? That opens up the heart. And you'll get your business deal done. So no problem about that. But that is a respect. That is a respect we give it to somebody's mother tongue. Make that effort to learn. Have that basic conversation. I think that should be a spirit. And I'm sure when whatever I say, I'm a Bharatiya first without a doubt. I'm a Tamilian second without a doubt. So I bring my culture to this room because my actions reflect who am I as a cultural person. That is why all of us here, we should be very careful, because you represent a culture. The way you dress, the way you speak, the way you talk to a person, how polite you are, how nice you are, and how careful you are about hurting others' feeling. So let us keep doing it so that we evolve as better human beings. Sorry, I'm giving long answers.
I'm glad you spoke about the spirit of learning and education, because that leads me to my next question. Every year, millions of young Indians lock themselves in rooms chasing UPSC, NEET, JEE, with some spending over 6,000 to 10,000 hours preparing for an exam with a 0.01% success rate. We've built an education system that manufactures anxiety, not ambition, where failure isn't just academic, it's personal, social, and emotional collapse. As someone who cracked the UPSC and then walked away from it, what do you say to the 18-year-old in Kota sacrificing their youth for a shot at a system that barely respects their time or their mental health? What is your vision for an India where education isn't about elimination but elevation, where our youth don't need to break to be counted?
I'm giving more stories so that I connect and answer. So there is a friend of mine from my college time. His name is Desing Periyasamy. So Desing Periyasamy is a Tamil film director. And one of his movie called Kannum Kannum Kolladithal came. Right now his next movie on with Mr. Simbu is doing it. Next week it is on. And I still remember Desing Periyasamy in my college time. We were part of the dramatics club. When the classroom, I was doing engineering, he was doing BSc CT in the same campus. In the classroom, when the answer sheets come, the professor will give a sheet, okay? Bansal Saab, your sheet. Priya Ji, your sheet. All of you will get your answer sheet. You will see, okay, 90, 85, 79 out of 100, you will eagerly see. But Desing will never get his answer sheet because it is always the last. And the professor will give it to Desing. He says, why are you checking anyway? You have failed, you got 30. So it is like that. But Desing was so particular that this is his passion and this is what he has to do in life. Later I went for my MBA, I went for my civil service. I was tracking Desing Periyasamy all through my life. So when I was SP Udupi, he came all the way to Udupi. He said, look, I am doing a police story. I want to see this. Passion never went away. Then he made his first movie. Passion never went away. Making his second movie, passion never went away. Because last week I was meeting him for a conversation about life, student friends we are meeting. The reason I'm telling you this to you is, many a times, including me, the first 20-25 years of our life, we experiment so much with our life, we actually don't know what we want in life. We actually don't. Even now, I'm sure many of us don't know what we want in life. And we have a vague idea, this is what I want to do. Vague idea. We kind of have to go through that vague idea. So it's okay to make mistakes, okay to experiment with life, okay to change careers, okay to do this and that. But always, with my experience, I'm telling you, failure is the greatest gift you can get before the age of 30. If you failed multiple times in life, a failed relationship, people are lucky. Failed career, people are lucky. Everything in life, when they fail, they are so lucky because it teaches them so much in life. At 40 and 50, it will not teach you that much because you have a family, you have kids. It makes you so resilient. You have seen failure in the face. Only through that self-discovery, you will find what is your true passion. So people in Kota, people in IIT, when they commit suicide, I'm at loss for words to understand why are they committing suicide. In IIT Madras, when people come to all the way to IIT, they commit suicide. Kota, they commit suicide. Somebody commits suicide because he got 90%, he didn't get 95%, they commit suicide. Civil service, they commit suicide. But you look at some of the greatest achievers in life, they're actually the backbenchers. The front benchers actually work for the backbenchers. If you actually see it, the front benchers technically work for it's a backbenchers always. Mayawati madam went to civil service, couldn't crack, Chief Minister of UP, hundreds of people working for her, and many politicians couldn't crack anything. Last refuge. I'm not saying that, I'm not using that word. So nothing worked in life, you became a politician so that others work for you. So this story we are seeing day in and day out and day in and day out. So I would always say, people should chill. People should chill a bit and not get too much flustered about life, exam, marks and everything. Because if you track all your 12th standard, 10th standard toppers, you should find what they're doing. What 12th standard school topper, what is he doing? 10th standard school topper, what he or she is doing. Then you should make an effort to study 10th standard, the bottom 25 percentile, the bottom 1/4 percentile, what they are doing. It will be a fascinating story. The bottom 25%, where are they now 10 years before and now? So we will get a picture. So it is some skill that is needed in life to succeed, not this educational skill that very soon we will understand. So that skill a college teaches you, being a person, meeting people, developing your soft skills. Convincing a person to say yes is the hardest thing in the world now, because I have to convince everybody to give their vote to me, to my party. That's the hardest. Every person has got 10 reasons to reject you. You got to find that one reason for them to love you back. So I know how hard it is to convince one person for one vote. Likewise, that skills you build here. So let us not take our life too seriously. Let us chill a bit. Failures are happening, take it at face value. Resilient, understand why it is happening, move ahead. And life is a gift. Not everybody gets it. That too, we are an evolved life, human being, very evolved now. And we have to understand life is a marathon, not a 100-meter race. People judge us at the age of 80. Nobody is going to judge us at the age of 30. At 80, what you are doing? And not, madam, we have to understand, career is only one part. My boss, former boss in Karnataka, my DGP, Om Prakash sir, he got killed last week. My boy, he was DGP of the state, head of police force. 256 IPS officers report to him. He got killed. By whom? By his own wife. How? Slit his throat. Police arrested whom? Last week in Karnataka, Bangalore. They arrested his wife, accused number 1. Arrested his daughter, accused number 2. Why? A stupid property dispute. This is happening to whom? Not a person walking in the road. It is happening to a person with 36 years of service, the head of police force, once of Karnataka state. So what is life? So career is only one part. If you don't have a meaningful relationship with your husband or wife, then what is the purpose of life? Or meaningful relationship with your son or daughter? Or meaningful relationship with your colleagues? Meaningful relationship with people around you, with your relatives, with your mother, mother-in-law, father-in-law, father. If we keep fighting these tota-mota things, we keep fighting among ourselves. And then say, no, I'm a big guy at Amazon, I'm a big guy at NVIDIA, I'm a big guy. Who is going to respect us after 60? Correct?
Yes.
That is why the politicians keep telling, till power is there, I will see you. After that, we will see who you are. So let us chill our life, take it at face value, not take too hard at, and measure your success not by your bank balance, because it's one part, but success is all about happiness, fulfillment, children, they living healthy life, you living healthy life, your parents living healthy life. You're not emotionally burdened. Family is okay. Family is good. Society is good. So this whole circle is your life. But somehow our education system has taught us to see only one part of the circle as life. Because this Macaulay, this brilliant person, what he did is a very unique guy. He came to Chennai only by ship. Thomas Babington Macaulay. He came to Chennai, her hometown. And he told people to carry him to Mysore, via Mysore to Ooty. Because at that point of time to go to Ooty or to go via Mysore. So they put him in a palanquin. Thomas Babington Macaulay was carried to Ooty. He wanted a cool weather to write India's education policy. When Macaulay was going to Ooty, they told him, sir, we want not only to write our education policy, we also want you to write our criminal policy. So India had the unique distinction till about few months back that the Indian penal code was written by Macaulay. The Indian education policy was written by Macaulay. Both he did sitting at Ooty. So imagine a guy writing my education policy. Imagine a guy writing my criminal policy. Same guy, which we had for 200 years. Just now we have changed the penal code. We have changed the criminal procedure code, Evidence Act we have changed. We have changed the education policy now. So, but unfortunately, education is everything. Marks is everything. Money is everything. Job is everything. Because of this culture, even in US, I'm very sorry to say, when I see all my Indian friends here, they go to a school which is like Chennai only. 80% of kids are Indians. Then I ask my friends, what are you doing in US? No, I try to buy a house where a lot of Indians live. Fine. So all Indians live. I try to buy an Indian curry. I try to do Indian thing. I try to do this. No. The idea is you should take your American friends to an Indian curry house and make him to eat parota, chicken kurma, veg gravy, whatever is there, idli, make him to do it. That is assimilation. And here, all schools, top schools, 80, 85%, 90% Indian kids. When are our kids going to learn the American values a bit? Soccer, sports, outdoor, taking risk in life, climbing up mountains. And we force everybody to only do the Indian thing. No, you do this. Why are you keeping PT period? Cut it. So all parent-teacher meeting in American schools have become a big drama where you want. So what is the American doing? Take his kids, leave the neighborhood, go to a new place. Correct? So East Coast to West Coast, the same story. UK is the same story. So as Bharatiyas, it is important that we show a spirit of tolerance, a spirit of mingling with the local people, not the local people, their country, so that Together we build a prosperous future so that our kids will pick up. The American kids will pick up from Indian students. So everything is Indian. So better you shift to Chennai only. So I know it's a joke, but still it's a very sad reality. I keep making fun with my friends. And first thing I ask many people is how many American kids study in the school? Chinese kids study, European kids study, people from other parts of the world. Then I say brilliant school. Because your son, daughter will pick up so many skills. That is important. Not one skill. We make the whole school the Indian school. That is not the way. Sorry again for the long answer. Yeah.
I'm going to shift the next question in a little bit more pressing concern. In October 2023, Bihar's landmark caste survey revealed that OBCs and EBCs form roughly 63% of the state's population, reigniting calls to increase OBC quotas beyond the traditional 50% cap. At the national level, the introduction of a 10% EWS quota for economically weaker sections, which are largely upper castes, has already effectively breached that cap and it's sensible to some extent. After 75 years of reservations, we are at a crossroad. Why has rationalizing our quota system become so contentious despite decades of affirmative action leading to suboptimal outcomes? Do you believe we should streamline reservations, for example, by restricting them to education, entry, or promotions, rather than extending them to all three aspects of perpetuity? Also, how would you implement such reform while safeguarding opportunity for truly deserving individuals who do not fall under these brackets and not losing them to countries like US and UK, which promise a relatively fairer meritocratic system?
I was very surprised to see Mr. Trump's polling after the election. Like a typical politician, I was looking at the polling, which segment of population was voting, the swing states behavior, men and women behavior, the immigrants behavior. I was very surprised by the immigrants behavior in US. Hispanics, traditional Democrat voters, 42% Republican this time. Colored people shift to Republican. So immigrants were shifting. I was like, what is happening? This guy speaks many a time that he wants to restrict immigration, but still you are voting. Then a professor gave me the answer for this. He said, look, this is called kicking the ladder syndrome. So you come up, you climb a ladder, you go up, and then you come as immigrant, then you become a citizen, you get amalgamated. You want to kick the ladder down because you don't want another immigrant to climb the ladder. So they said it's called the kicking the ladder syndrome because these immigrants, after a point of time, they started behaving like Americans. They don't want another immigrant to come. That is why Hispanics, you got to see a fine difference between the first generation Hispanics and the second generation Hispanics. So this is in politics I've seen. Now we have to understand reservation is a very complex, a very touchy subject. And US uses the word called positive discrimination because historical injustice has happened. And now the Supreme Court has struck down reservation. As we speak now in US, the positive discrimination is not there. The Harvard case you must have seen last year in Supreme Court. When a student took Harvard to Supreme Court and the state got represented by the US government, the argument is, what is affirmative action? Because of this affirmative action, who got benefited? Have you done a study whether this affirmative action is achieving the cause and objective of what you want to do? I encourage students here to read the judgment, Harvard University and in the Supreme Court. So as we speak now, it is struck in the Supreme Court, the so-called affirmative action, because Harvard couldn't give a convincing answer by this affirmative action, whether the cause and objective is met. Now, shifting to India. Now, India, we have to understand, reservation is extended every 10 years. The constitution mandates reservation is not in perpetuity. It is not 100 years, 150 years. Every 10 years, we keep extending reservation for another 10 years. Then every 10 years, we have to study whether the cause and objective is met. Then if it is not met, Parliament has to extend by 10 years. We are doing it from 1950, 50 to 60, 60 to 70. We just extended to 2030. Now you have to keep this in context to understand. States like Tamil Nadu, which has got 69% reservation, which is protected in the 9th schedule, meaning the court can't touch. The 9th schedule of constitution is something the court doesn't have any mandate to check it open. Now, Karnataka, as we speak, Telangana, as we speak, Bihar. So they all have done their caste census, internal economic census. Now, like you said, OBC, EBC, economically backward, other backward. Now, Indian politics, lot of churning is happening, like Manthan, lot of churning is happening. What is this reservation all about? Then recently, the Supreme Court gave a judgment for the SC/ST reservation. We have to apply creamy layer. Creamy layer, as we speak now, is 8 lakh, 10 lakh, 12 lakh. Beyond this, if somebody is earning, they cannot be considered an OBC, at least for the reservation purpose. Then the government took a call. We are not going to respectfully, we are not going to accept Supreme Court's viewpoint on this. For the SC and ST, we are not going to apply creamy layer to it. It will continue to be a creamy, non-creamy layerless reservation. So, lot of churning, discussion, surveys, everything is happening. At the same time, the Supreme Court is also coming hard on all of this metrics to say, how did you measure? Is the test of backwardness done? Because OBC by itself is not reservation. The test of backwardness is reservation. So which Supreme Court every single time it keeps asking, is the test of backwardness established? How did you establish? So that is why along with this, the economic survey is also happening. Now how many fridges they have, how many cars they have, what is their average net income, what is their average monthly income. So I'm giving a background to the whole thing before I give my answer, my viewpoint on this. So as we speak now, India as a country, we have breached that 50% cap, because 50% cap came in some time back. We said, okay, let us not touch 50, because the general category and the open category is 50. Up to 50 we can go. States like Tamil Nadu, because of the very peculiar nature of Tamil Nadu, because the OBCs are more in Tamil Nadu, OBCs are disproportionately larger number, the reservation has gone up to 69%. So as we speak now, all of this tests that we talk, the economic test that we talk, it clearly establishes there is a test of backwardness in our country at this point of time. Without a doubt, it is there. All political parties, because I can represent my party's viewpoint, I can represent my viewpoint along with it. So all parties in India, they are on the uniform page, test of backwardness is there. So I am very sure as we move, when intelligent people like you come into politics, you will apply your mind. You will bring new theories into it. You will continue to keep this churn on instead of just believing what we are saying. You will continue to scrutinize, continue to apply your mind, continue to keep asking questions every 10 years, whether we have objective or stated objective, should we go further? That is the only way to take it further. There is no other way. And second, yes, India continues to be a meritocratic society. There is no doubt about that. Why it is a meritocratic society? Because in reservation also, if you carefully study the marks, very carefully if you study, now all communities are almost coming on par. If you look at the civil service marks, if you look at the shrinking, the rank 1, or probably a person with a reservation who came in, his or her mark, somebody with an OBC reservation mark, somebody with a SC reservation mark, somebody with an ST reservation mark, it is all shrinking. It is all shrinking. It is all coming to a common page. So it is all coming. Every year you see it. So I would respectfully answer your question as saying, right now, the test of backwardness in our country is established. And some communities need that handholding without a doubt. And politics of our country also should not be about, I go to a tea shop owner's house. Which glass is OBC? Which glass is this? Unfortunately, politics have become like that now. Everything is there. How many secretary OBC? How many secretary non-OBC? How many businessmen OBC? How many businessmen non-OBC? That is nonsense. That is another part. Because in this conversation, you make reservation solid. When you extend the conversation too much, then reservation loses its significance. Because reservation is something pure. Nobody is with a begging bowl. Nobody is putting arms on a begging bowl. Everybody deserves to come there. Just because a community is historically disadvantaged, they need that handholding there. That we have to, with that spirit of respect, reservation has to happen. Spirit of respect. Oh, you have come through the reservation route. I am going to look bad on you. No. With the spirit of respect, we have to look at reservation. When we stretch the reservation topic too much, Businessman OBC, he OBC, they OBC, he SC, he ST. What happened? The whole thing loses its relevance. That is why politician also, when some of you aspire to get into politics, you should be very careful with the language you are going to use in the future also. Thank you.
Just to clarify, sorry. Just to clarify a personal doubt. So the reservation should stop at a certain level, like maybe education, and not looked further. Is that what?
Okay. Now, in our country, the mandate that we have is reservation at the entry level, reservation at the promotion level. Okay, the reservation is applied at multiple levels. In our country, we don't have reservation at the promotion level. For example, you become an IPS officer. The reservation is applied at the initial selection, IPS, IAS, IFS, whatever it is. Then in the promotion, there's no reservation. You all get into a rank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then by rank wise, people get promotion based on the seniority. It is not there. But there are certain jobs. For example, I go to a naval lignite corporation. In the overall job, you maintain a certain quality at every single level. There it might play a part. So reservation in our country is at the entry level only. We don't apply reservation at the promotion level. So entry level, it is there. Now the key question to ask, which the courts and politics have to resolve in the near future, is how much reservation to one family? One family can take multiple reservations. I don't know. That's a question for courts, politics, voters, everybody to decide. Because courts can't decide on their own. Courts have to apply the test of constitution and decide. And anything in our country, the voters have to vote. End of the day, you and me can sit and talk in a mic. But it is 90 crore people who have to come up in an EVM machine. They have to say, I like this, I don't like this. So that also we have to wait. So that is for the future. And creamy layer, non-creamy layer, OBC, SC, ST. So let us wait. Politics is evolving. Things are evolving with a lot of patience, with respect, with the due process of constitution. Let us allow things to evolve on its own.
Thank you. Next question is, earlier this year, Karnataka's government revealed that 137 illegal immigrants from Bangladesh and Pakistan were identified in the state, including 84 in Bengaluru and even 10 in Udupi. Many had obtained fake IDs and were living quietly, raising fears of unchecked inflows and potential sleeper cells. From Assam to Tamil Nadu, the issue of illegal migration has taken on security, demographic, and political dimensions. How serious is the threat of illegal immigration and associated terror networks in your view, particularly in South, which is now seeing this trend? And what concrete measures would you urge, from border tightening to better ID verification and intelligence sharing, to tackle this infiltration without tearing innocent refugees or migrants who seek a lawful life in India? I'm sure inputs from this we can share with our friends in the US policy, think tanks, and governmental departments who also have a similar problem at their end.
Now I'll have a small quiz question. So that my friends don't go to sleep. It's a long conversation we're having, so that once they answer, I will connect that to this question. So which country is in the world is topmost in terms of GDP? US? Everybody has got an idea how much is US GDP? How much? 27, 28, 30, 31. Let us keep it 30 trillion. 31, 30, 29. Let us keep 30 trillion. Okay, number one. Number two, China. 16, 17, 18 trillion. Number three, Germany, Japan. Japan, 4.7. Germany is there. Number 5 is India, 3.94. 4.1. It is all statistically, we have this always a problem, World Bank, IMF and everything. But fascinatingly, the neighboring state, California, anybody knows the GDP of California? So California is actually the world's 5th largest country because it is 4 trillion. So California is more than Bharat. Bharat is 3.9, neighboring state. Now, last year Bharat grew at 6.5%. We grew at 6.5%. Base effect is low, you can grow. No problem. We are growing. We are the fastest growing economy in the world. Any of you have the idea how much did California grow? it grew at 6%. US grew at 3%, California grew at 6%. So I'm putting things in perspective. The economic power centers are always magnets. Bay Area, why people want to go? You put a stone, there is a millionaire somewhere walking. And probably an Indian. And probably a software guy. So you see, yesterday we were in Stanford. And the kind of people who I was meeting, I'm Google, they all number 2, number 3, all Indians, all our people, all top people, all product people, top people, the best brains, all Bay Area guys. The top investors in the world are Bay Area Indians now. They have so much money in the bank. They want to come and put millions in Indian startup and everything. So we have to understand, when you're growing, people will start coming towards you. So India will have a Bangladesh problem because we are growing. When you have a Bangladeshi, the numbers that you mentioned in Tirupur, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Davangere, Udupi, all the numbers are Bangladeshi people. So it's a clear migration they want to come, many of them, with due respect for them, because they want to find a better life. Let me go work there. There is a better life for me. India is growing. So there it is like in Bangladesh, if you go and look at the industry, we all know how the industries function there. So that is one. So this needs a different calibrated approach to tackle, because people just come here because they want to lead a better life. Because it's a porous border, though we are fencing, it keeps happening on and off. That is, the West Bengal border is so notorious. The population of the districts bordering Bangladesh and West Bengal, it has gone up 50% in 10 years. How can population go 50% in 10 years? If the district bordering all the districts, average, I take one district of Bengal bordering Bangladesh, if it is 100 people in the last census, next census it is 150. Abnormal growth. Aadhaar, we all know, is not a citizenship ID. Anybody can get an Aadhaar. Even non-citizen can get an Aadhaar. So everybody has got an Aadhaar. So this needs a different level of growth where the border states have to grow well. Where the border states, Bangladesh have to grow well. Bengal has to grow well. Northeastern states have to grow well. Only then you will stop this net migration. Then you have this bad problem of Rohingya Muslims there. Again, getting attacked, fight there, problem there. Northeast is porous. They want to come inside. Because there is a big war happening in Myanmar. So that is another problem we have. So this, the only option is to tighten the border. Make the border non-porous. And historically also, because of the stupid partition that we had, in West Bengal, you go put a line, the grandfather's property is here, the grandmother's property is here, there is a line in the middle. So in many places, you go to Bengal on the border, the Parganas, go to that side, you will see it's very funny, the relatives' properties are divided by a single line. So then they have a deep ties where people move between borders because it's a historical connect. So that we have to resolve. That is why the 100th constitutional amendment is, we traded enclaves with Bangladesh. We did an amendment to the constitution. We gave some of our area to Bangladesh. We took some of the area from Bangladesh, which we call enclaves. We rectified the border, which is again an ongoing problem. So this actually, no hard and fast rule. For a nation of 140 crore people, you got to have an ID card. Yes, you got to have an ID card. Then you have an internal migration. Many of my friends from Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, they are happily sitting here now. But we have to understand, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, our demographic dividend has actually come down. We have finished our demographic dividend. So Tamil Nadu, we have started becoming older. Tamil Nadu is not getting younger. We are becoming older. Because we have achieved at TFR, the fertility replacement level, we are at 1.6 Tamil Nadu now. Technically, you got to be at 2.1. A mother should have 2 children, 2.1 children, so that the birth and the death balances, you always have a net population. So Tamil Nadu is at 1.6. So which means Tamil Nadu's population has started to decline. Karnataka has just entered 1.8. Karnataka will start declining. Maharashtra is already at 1.8, 1.9, it will decline. So which state is getting younger? UP is getting younger. Bihar is getting younger. Because lot of young population is there. So what Tamil Nadu will have 10 years from now, a severe labor problem. Severe labor problem Tamil Nadu will have because you don't have population to support your growing state, growing economy. So now as a country, are we planning for that eventuality? Because within our country, the migration is going to be so much north and south because once states have reached fertility level, other states are yet to reach fertility level. Now there is a very famous quote of Napoleon Bonaparte. He says, never wake up China. China should always sleep. If you wake up China, if China starts sneezing, the world will get cold. Because China is such a great civilizational country. When China was sleeping, everybody grew. China was sleeping, Americans grew. China was sleeping, Japanese grew. Now China woke up in 1970. Deng Xiaoping came, he woke up China, he said, forget everything, forget communism, capitalism. You don't worry about the color of a cat. It is black or white, you don't worry, it's a cat. So no question of communism, capitalism, growth. Suddenly we saw this growth in China, which no country in the world has done. In a matter of 30 years, zoom, they went to $17 trillion. At one point of time, friends here will know, the Chinese Prime Minister did not have a flight to come to UN. So Nehru will send Air India to China. It will go pick their Prime Minister, we bring him to UN, we respectfully drop him back, say namaste and come, because he didn't have a plane. Now China is manufacturing 6th, 7th generation fighters, own passenger plane. I'm just giving you an example now. The same thing is happening to UP now. Because the UP was sleeping. Suddenly they woken up in 5 years. Suddenly you're seeing zoom, colleges getting fixed, the law and order is getting fixed, criminals getting fixed. Suddenly you're seeing a lot of young population, children, women getting participated in labor force, children going to school. Now UP has woken up. UP is what? 23.5 crore people. 23.5 crore people suddenly woken up. Manufacturer is going. I asked somebody, brother, what are you doing? One said, sir, I am in semiconductor. I'll be here for 5 years. In next 5 years, semiconductor will come in Gujarat and UP. I'll come happily to UP. Now, this is a lesson for states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, my own state, Tamil Nadu, to understand, okay, what has worked till now might not work in the next 15 years. We have to have a different policy to growth. And UP has taken off mode. It is taken off. Bihar is taken off mode. Manufacturing is coming. Because in the last UP investor conference, UP attracted 17 lakh crore. In the last Tamil Nadu investor conference, we attracted 6 lakh crore. So where the money is going? Money is going to UP. Because they see opportunity. A businessman doesn't see Tamil Nadu UP. He puts 100 rupee paisa, he wants 120 rupee return. So now children who are here, you should understand the world is your playground. India is your playground. You should look at opportunity. So now the net migration will become a problem. So what will happen? Far right political parties will rise. Tamil Nadu for Tamils. AFD for Germans. This for Kannadigas. This for Biharis. This for UP. So the next 25 years in politics, you will see extreme polarizing right parties which will start playing with this migration. That's an unfortunate part that is going to happen. America had a Bernie Sanders moment that somehow got not took off. So that we got to be very careful in terms of how we grow our country, how we fix our policy, how every part in India grows. So let us treat migration with a sense of respect, sense of dignity. Understand Bangladesh, Myanmar, there is a problem. Fix it up at the border level. Allow development to happen. At the same time, be strong. There is a net internal migration is also happening between states that might reverse in the next 10-15 years. Thank you.
So our last question, due to lack of time, is no. We really appreciate the answers, but we just
Politician will always give a long answer. Sorry, because if I don't set a context, then the answer becomes meaningless. Sorry.
Definitely. Many young and capable individuals in India feel politics isn't for them, maybe because of opacity, nepotism, or fear. It is visible given that majority of the politicians are older generations. What do you believe keeps idealistic youth away from public life? And if we were to seriously address this, where should reform begin? Mentorship pipelines, internal primaries, leadership training, or join action-oriented think tanks, maybe like PIERA?
Okay, I'll take about 5-7 minutes to answer. No problem. Okay. So all of us are comparatively well-to-do people sitting in Arizona, sitting in one of the best universities in the world. And many of you sitting in this room are privileged that your parents can afford, what, $30,000 now? No. Whatever the money is. And they can give you that hard-earned parents' money. They can give you that push because you want to do better in life. But 90% of our countrymen are not privileged. With a sense of respect, we have to acknowledge. Only then I can answer this question. Because they have to fight for a water. They have to fight for a line outside the tanker queue. They are not very sure whether the ration shop guy will actually give a ration. Because they don't know. Because the poor woman doesn't know. Some thumbprint, some Aadhaar has come. She doesn't know anything. Suddenly she will go and the ration shop guy will check. He will say, Amma, this is not working. Go and come tomorrow. That ration gets diverted. So I'm just telling you, in politics, in public policy, you always have to first come out of your shoe. When we sit in our shoe and see politics, it might look stupid to us. Just come out of your shoe, walk towards some other person, wear their shoe and see politics. In my book, there is one chapter on criminal politicians. I've analyzed politics in our country, how many people have got FIR. One person has got more than 100 FIRs and all, very popular MP. And I've analyzed the political culture of Bihar and UP. I've given a name called Bahubali politics in my book. I've taken some 2-3 names, big guys, sit in jail, somebody will do nomination, win. Punjab, somebody sits in jail, MP. Because they never came out, they never saw people, also people vote and become MP. So with respect, I analyzed it. Why does it happen? With my little knowledge, I analyzed it. We have to understand a Bahubali politics, Ansari, very famous guy in UP, very famous guy. Criminal cases, murder, winning elections. Because the system is so bad, people felt only Ansari can fix that problem for me. Oh, Thana Adhikari is so bad, the police fellows are so bad, he's demanding money. But you go to Ansari Anna's house in the morning, he will call Thanedar and shout so that my problem gets solved. Because for a poor guy, he has to survive that particular night, that particular day. Only then next day is a bonus. But for us, next day is not a bonus. So now you have to understand, how do they give their vote? So the vote is the only property he or she has got. We all have got bike, we all have got flight, we all have got this and that. But for a poor person in our country, the only property he has got is vote. That vote he will think 10 times before putting. Should I give it to him? Should I give it to this guy? Should I give it to that guy? If I give it to Annamalai, people are telling Annamalai will go to Delhi, so I will not give it to him. I need somebody who's local. I'm telling you, how people think in my Lok Sabha election, when we're analyzing how people give vote. So you got to convince every single person for their vote. Every single, because each vote is different. Because you divide voters into 10 categories or 50 categories, every category is different. Rich class votes differently. Vikshit Bharat, UP has to grow, Bihar has to grow, Tamil Nadu has to grow, India has to grow. But this voter, Tamil Nadu has to grow. The middle voter, Tamil Nadu has to grow more than UP. This voter, I have to grow more than Karnataka. This voter, Coimbatore has to grow more than Tirupur. This voter, my house has to grow more than that house. This voter, my account should grow more by 1,000 rupees than his account. Because you are giving 1,000 rupees per vote. So, you have to understand. This vote dynamic, a person thinks so differently for each vote. So you got to earn every vote. Rich guy should say, oh, Vikshit Bharat will happen. I don't care because he has got his Audi. Sit in the morning and go. India has to grow. So that you have to understand with a sense of respect. Anybody wants to get into politics, the first lesson with all humility you should learn is, each vote is different. Not all people vote the same way. Correct? Not all people vote the same way. For example, my father and mother, my mother has never left Tamil Nadu in her life. She doesn't know what Delhi looks like. My mother, maximum she has traveled 3 districts in her life. Only 3 months back, I made my father and mother to make them to travel in the flight for the very first time. Because that is one of my bucket list. My father and mother should travel in the flight together. When did I do it? Me 40 years, my father 70 years, my mother 66 years. Till last week, I was the state president of a prominent political party. So this is a situation in my home. People are different. Their outlook is different. The way they look at, if I go and tell my mother Vikshit Bharat, I have to tell her what Bharat is, what Delhi is, what UP is, what Tamil Nadu is, growth. You're getting the complexity. So the second is communication. Because every person, he looks at communication in a very different way. For him, something appeals. For him, emotion appeals. For him, logic appeals. For him, data appeals. For him, jingoism appeals. For him, this appeals. So communication-wise, so many people speak so many things. Again, you got to have a common denominator. Correct? That is why when somebody says, oh, India politics is so bad, only rich people's son and daughter are getting to politics. Because I've seen many voter, when they're voting, one voting choice, they say, Anna is so rich, Anna, he will not steal government money, I'll vote for him. You go and say, no, मैं poor हूँ. I am poor. I don't have any money, only to serve you. Then they will say, oh, he'll steal my money because he's poor. So all communications are misunderstood at that level. Because you might say, I have left everything for you. I am only wearing kurta pajama. Only for you I have come. Please vote. Then they'll say, you have kurta pajama now, but probably you'll steal my money. So it's different things. So with a sense of humility, let us accept it. Second, the only thing for a first generation person, it's very tough in Indian politics for a first generation person to survive. No political background, nothing. You want to break through, win an election. It is very, very tough at this point of time. Because people vote for a party. 80% of vote goes to a party. Very little comes to an individual. So a greatest of individual, Mahatma Gandhi, in India, you make him to contest as an independent candidate, high probability he will lose. High probability. Because the vote is not for an individual, it's for a party. So you have to tolerate that also. You might be good, party might be bad. So you're growing the party. Just go through with it. You have to go through 2-3 elections like that. It's okay. You have to grow the party. What is the point of you winning? The party has to win. Only then ideology will come. So don't be impatient. Be patient. Have a long-term view. And for me, the biggest failure also happened to be my greatest lesson because my loss in Aravakuruchi. When Aravakuruchi elections happened, I was fresh out of IPS. That is a place where the party that I represent, the votes were below Nota. That is a place where one Dravidian party was winning for 20 years. So I went and contested there. A party which has never crossed 4,000, I got 66,000. So that is victory number 1. So I can say my mind to say, oh, I lost. But if I just take a deep breath and say, oh, 66,000 people, for the very first time, they voted for Lotus. I know how hard it is. After the counting, many people came and met me. Old grandma, amma, Thambi, nee first button amthu sonneyalla, amthiten. So she told me in Tamil, in the campaigning, people did not know what symbol, because it's a rural population. People haven't voted for Lotus in their lifetime. So I have to say, Amma, don't worry. I am your boy, Annamalai. Trust me. Blindly go press first button and come. That is Lotus. You don't think too much about what this is. For your grandson, you press Lotus and come. First button. Their grandma came and told me, Thambi, I pressed first button to you. Many grandmas said, I pressed first button. Because we had 3 EVMs with 3 first button. Because the list of candidates is 15, 15, 15. Once you cross 15, you go to 2nd EVM. Once you cross 30, you go to 3rd EVM. Because the independent candidates are 25 in number. So this grandma went there and imagine at 80 years, only with your belief, with your trust, she goes there faithfully as a voter, trusting the democracy. First button, press this. Second button, press this. Third button, press. The polling agents were complaining, one Amma at 87-year-old taking 10 minutes to vote. She was not voting only. The presiding officer has to go and say, Amma, you vote, why you are not voting? She said, no, he told me to press first button. from left to first button or right to first button. I am seeing this, trying to read the name, trying to do it. So you got to honor those people. So I will never take that as a loss. It's a privilege for me. I earned their vote. That's how I see politics. That keeps me driving. So I have to add another 25,000 votes. So I have to convince another 25,000 more people to vote for that first button. So that if you take politics in that spirit, you will treat success the same way, you will treat failure the same way. Because convincing that many people to change their choice and vote. I'm just giving my... So when I saw this lesson, I felt so happy and so privileged. Oh, this many people are trusting you. Which means you got to work hard. You got to keep working hard. One day or the other you will win, but don't worry about it. Keep working hard. So I get rejected. Oh, people did not trust me. I came all the way. I resigned a job. I came for you. Why you did not vote for me? That's a very negative way of looking at life. So every time I go through a low period in politics, so I keep telling politics, I love you. One day you will love me back. But I will keep loving you. One day you have to trust politics will love you back. But you got to be keep parting it. So all you need is that one chance. A first generation guy, many of you here, to break into politics, you need that first chance. Once you get that one first chance in life, once you sit in power and start working for people, then people will never leave you. That's the story of Indian politics. But to get that first chance, earn it, fight it, make yourself worthy, make yourself deserving, keep at it, keep improving. One day the result will come. Then result is always with you. Did I answer your question? Yeah.
Thank you so much for answering all the questions that we had. And I think we'll open the floor to one or two audience. Just one. We have one. I think he was the first one who raised. I think you were the first one. Yeah.
So now I'm from Coimbatore, and then so first of all, it's a great thing that I'm a partner in Coimbatore and Tamil Nadu.
Brother, thank you so much for the question, brother. Thank you so much. The mistake that we make in life, including me at many points of time, is we don't expose our heart to our parents very early. We somehow think, oh, my father will understand me, my mother will understand me. We don't talk to them. We don't have a honest conversation. Suddenly one day we will tell, Appa, I want to do this. They are like, they would have imagined the future for us, engineer, safe, doctor, this and that. Suddenly we will say, I want to become a Bharatanatyam dancer. I want to become a Bharatanatyam dancer. I want to become a drama artist, something. Suddenly they get shocked. Why are you saying this now? How dare you do it? You will fail. When we get into a fight, we don't talk. This is how typically it happens in a house, which I also have done many times. For me, after my engineering, I got a job with a software company, major company. Then my father was so happy. In my village, in our Kula, in our Kotra, you are the first person to get a job. I'm very happy. From farming community, I'm so happy. I said, Appa, I have to say one thing to you. He said, Yenna, I'm not taking this job. He said, what? What are you doing? I said, Appa, I want to do an MBA. You never told me till now. Illappa, I wanted to tell you, but now I somehow believe my education is not complete. I have to do an MBA. He said, get lost. Don't come home. I was so angry with my father. I'm talking of 2007. My Appa is not encouraging me. My Appa should have actually told me, come on son, the world is your place. You are a conqueror like Alexander. Go and conquer. I'm waiting for you in my farm. Then it took me a week to understand my father's perspective. A person working hard in the farmland, earning every single penny in the hot sun, all his hard-earned money invested on me, hard-earned money. He never allowed me to take a bank loan for my engineering, but he could have allowed me to take it. He paid everything. Treated me with so much respect and dignity. He did not buy a spare clothes, but he gave me extra clothes. Suddenly, 5th year of engineering, I said, I will not take up a job. Then I felt he's completely right with this anger. Then I convinced myself, okay, till I get into what I want, I will not go to home. Because I will not want to look at my father's face and stand before him. So what the second best option? I took a break here. I keep telling this everywhere. And I took up a small job as a receptionist in a company. I got a 8,000 rupee salary. This is right after my engineering. I wrote CAT, got into IIM. Then I told my father, Appa, I'm not taking your money. I'll take a bank loan. I'll pay the loan because you've done enough for your capacity and ability. You've done enough for me. I'm happy. So I will pay the loan. So I'm giving you my life, brother. All of your life is different. So situation is different. Life is different. Imagine studying at IIM Lucknow. Second year, Appa, I'm not taking a job. He said, not again. He said, what is a bank loan? I said, 13.75 lakhs is the bank loan. I think MBAs have become so costly. I really don't know why MBAs have become that costly in the world and India now. 13.75 lakhs, how will you pay? Again, he said, I will pay for you. He said, no, Appa, I took this risk. I studied MBA. Why should you pay? I will not take money from you. I will pay. He said, how? I'll get into civil service. He said, how much salary? I get 65,000. Then you have to pay 30,000, 40,000 rupee every month to clear the loan. I said, I'll find a way, you don't worry. So my thing is very peculiar, brother. I made a lot of mistake in my initial time by not taking my father into confidence. If I've taken my father into third year of engineering, Appa, I want to do this, 100% like all our fathers, he would have stood behind me and said, come study for MBA, I'm with you. But the mistake kids we do is, maybe our kids should not do with us. We should be more communicative, open with them, sit with them, talk to them, ask them what is their aspiration and dream. So got into civil service. Civil service is pride. Imagine a village person in my village with about 60 houses. My father, son has got into IPS. 10 years, I said, Appa, I'm resigning. He's like, why? Then I said, Appa, great life, amazing job, everything is great, but there are some things that is inside my heart. I want to do it. And he said, what will you do? I said, I'll come home and farm. Because every time when the exam happens, my father will tell me, if you don't study well, you'll come and graze the sheep. Because I will have this fight in that what we call kalam, where my cycle is there. When I take it, my father will come and shout at me, "Day, padikklina aadudha mekano." If you don't study well, you have to graze the sheep. I still remember engineering, IIM Lucknow, 10 years of IPS. The conversation at the age of 35 to my father is, I will come and graze the sheep. No. So it's a cycle, brother. Life is always a circle, and I think you all will go through that. So of late, we have got an understanding with each other. I've become more communicative to my father. We sit down and talk nowadays. Because I'm in politics, so all kinds of things happen. Abuse, good things, bad things. My mother has got only this tendency. One day I took my phone. All negative things about me in YouTube she was seeing. 1, 2. I'm like, Amma, why are you seeing all this? Illappa. Whatever you are my son, right? Some negative thing was there, I clicked it. Then YouTube gave something, I clicked it. It gave something, I clicked it. So she was only seeing all the nonsense that garbage people speak. Videos after videos to my mother. Then I called my sister, I said, we have to solve this problem. My sister said, we'll do one thing, we'll snatch the phone. That is the only way. Snatch the phone. She became so intelligent. My mother was 6th standard pass out. Talked to the neighbor, that son who's in college, got a phone, downloaded YouTube. Again, she started searching. Because that is the instinct of a mother. Instinct of a mother is always to see what my son, daughter is doing. So my only request to all of you is, our parents think entirely different. We think entirely different. Assuming my parents think like me, we should be the biggest idiot in life, which I was an idiot for a long time. So always have this communication channel open so that you don't give shock at certain points in time. So tomorrow you want to start a business, fine. Talk to him from now on. Appa, I have a business idea. Initially they might discourage. Appa, it's okay, but listen to me. Half an hour I'll explain. This is the idea. This is the market. This is the thing. I'll get money, blah, blah, blah. So little, because America is a country of prosperity. We are a country of scarcity. A children born in prosperity will see everything great. Because here, suddenly I saw a girl there, she was wearing a gown, first generation degree holder. Something was there in the gown. I was shocked. How come in America somebody is wearing this thing called first generation degree holder? Here after 12th, you don't want to study, people are okay with it. No problem, don't study. Because it's a country of prosperity. Because you go to a Starbucks, you go somewhere, you will still live a good life. Baristas, you will live a good life. But a country of scarcity, when we take a risk, our parents get so angry because they've invested so much on you. They don't want you to go to the same trouble. So open-mindedness, communication, talk to them, slowly prepare. Me preparing them for politics, I'm doing it every single day. Appa, don't worry, this will happen. If I speak like this, they'll write like this, don't worry. Because that is the only way they'll attack on me, don't worry. With mother, every time I meet her, whenever I go home, 3-4 hour conversation is only on the garbage that is written on me. No, they have written so much, but at least something should be true. I said, no, ma, nothing is true. Illa, how come something 1%? I said, nothing, amma. You see, nothing is there. You call up Akila, my wife, you talk to her, everything is fine. No, they have written that you and Akila are fighting. You are living in 2 separate houses. No, we are living in one house only. No, yes, that YouTube channel, he has said something. So, talk. That is the only option. If you don't do that, all of us get into trouble. I have 5 minutes. Important question. Brother, after independence, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in his first cabinet, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Bangalore, correct? We are prosperous states now, right? We are prosperous states compared to UP and Bihar. I'm talking of only the net income of a person. Because the government of India after 1947, they said, okay, take all important industry to south. All to Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, all important industry to south. Doesn't mean North Indian fellow people, brothers are bad, so industry should go to south. They felt in a war, in a missile attack, all this industry should escape the missile range of Pakistan and China. That is why you see all the big industrializations, HAL, DRDO, this and that, steel industry, all with money we put it in south. Because you should escape the missile range. Then south, the next question is fine. You gave us a steel plant in Salem, you gave us the steel plant. But the coal has to come from Bokaro. The coal has to come from Jharkhand. But my industry is located this far. If I take a lift of coal in Jharkhand, I put it in a wagon, I lift it in Chennai, it will be so costly. So the government of India announced a policy in the first cabinet called the freight equalization policy. They said, fine, Jharkhand gives coal, the coal goes to Tamil Nadu, but we will treat you in such a way the industry is located as if in Jharkhand. Because you may not pay that extra money, so that we want the industry to grow in Tamil Nadu and Telangana. So all of us have to understand the growth of one part of our country because other part of that country willingly sacrificed its growth because they want the other part of India to grow. This is history. This is fact. That is why all the industries got located in south in the initial 10, 20, 30 years till China war, 1960, 3 wars with Pakistan, 3 wars with China, 1 war with China. Now when we say 100 rupee, this much taxation, but somehow Tamil Nadu gets less, why? So it's a genuine grievance for a lot of people. But at our level, we have to understand the principle of taxation always is tax the people who can pay, invest in the people who can't pay, so that everybody after a point of time comes to parity. Tamil Nadu. He comes from Coimbatore. The brother comes from Coimbatore. Now, in this one district alone, is one district in Tamil Nadu, he has got 14% of Tamil Nadu's colleges in his one district. Tamil Nadu has got 39 districts. 14% of colleges, engineering, arts, medicine is one district. So from Coimbatore, Tirupur, Salem, Karur, Namakkal, the western part of Tamil Nadu, it contributes 40% of Tamil Nadu's GDP. Tomorrow if he says, for every 100 rupee you put into the budget, my city should get 40 rupee, because I am giving you 40 rupee, what will happen to south of Tamil Nadu? Ramanathapuram, Thuthukudi, Madurai, other parts. So this is such a dicey one. It becomes a state issue. Within the state, it becomes an interstate issue. Kongu versus Chennai, Kongu versus South, South versus thing. Like you go to Karnataka, Tulunadu versus Karnataka, North Karnataka versus South Karnataka. That is why we got to be very, very careful in our country, in Bharat, to understand all of us need to grow. All of us need to grow with a certain maturity. And the central government also has to be fair to every single state. No question. You have every right to say, I am from Telangana, I am from Tamil Nadu, I am from Kerala. Central government has to be fair to everybody. I take your point, brother. Completely I am with you on this. Central government has to be fair to everybody. A BJP government, non-BJP government, Congress government, it has to be fair. Which being a party member, I can say with a lot of conviction that central government is fair. Because we keep getting to Tamil Nadu without any single MP, 42,000 crore for Chennai Metro, this and that. Among the money we got, we keep telling to all my DMK friends, look, if you look at the net money Tamil Nadu has got, it is almost equal to the tax we are paying, proportionately. But politically, we might have a disagreement here and there. This is something which we have to acknowledge very clearly, brother. Second, your duty tomorrow, as an industrialist, as a policy maker, civil service, whatever career you choose to take in Telangana, Andhra, in India is, you should always be very clear in your life. Your job is not to grow the region that has grown. Your job is to grow the region that hasn't grown. Because I'm giving you this proverb, which is very powerful one. Threat to prosperity is the presence of poverty somewhere nearby. The threat to prosperity is the presence of poverty nearby. So within Telangana, Andhra, if some states are not, some region is not grown, Naxalism will come. And Naxal's bullet is not going to see a Rayalaseema. Naxal's bullet is not going to see a Hyderabad. It is not going to see something else. So that is why people sitting here, you got a very sacred duty. Tomorrow, whatever career you choose to do, always think twice about regions did not grow in our country. Give impetus, make them grow, so that once you achieve a balanced state, then we reach this is that parity. So this freight equalization policy, I keep telling everywhere. Why industries came to South? If you look at the first three 5-year plan documents, it's very clear industries have to escape the missile range. To escape the missile range, the only way is take all the industry to... Salem steel plant happened, it developed an ecosystem. DRDO came, HAL came, developed an ecosystem in Bangalore. DRDO came to Hyderabad, developed an ecosystem in Hyderabad. But 60 years later when we look back, I think we have to look back at gratitude and thankfulness for what happened then, because they chose to give the mineral wealth. If Jharkhand says, for all the minerals I gave in 1950, you please pay back with interest now. My calculation, it is 1.5 lakh crore we have to pay to Jharkhand alone now for all the coal we have lifted out. 1.5 lakh crore to Jharkhand alone. Anybody from Jharkhand? I don't know any friends who are here. Because they are mineral rich states now. Orissa, Bihar, Jharkhand, they have given so much mineral out. We have grown so much. I think it is time to take care of them also, brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this amazing conversation. I think you have left us all speechless with and so much things to think about. Now, as we draw closer to the conclusion of today's remarkable event, let us pause for a moment that transcends borders and fills our heart with profound pride and unity. I now humbly request everyone present to rise and stand together as we proudly honor the national anthem.
भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्तर बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधिरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय 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 जय
भारत माता की
जय
We'll have a great time. Thank you so much.
भारत माता की जय भारत माता की जय